Welcome, everyone. My name is Christian Mehta. I'm the VP of Advancement and Alumni Relations at TMU, and I'm delighted to be your MC this evening for the 2025 Alumni Achievement Awards. Before we begin, I want to pay my respects to the Indigenous peoples, elders, and ancestors who stewarded and cared for this land, its nature, and each other generations before European contact. At TMU, we have made deep and long-lasting commitments to truth and reconciliation, and I invite you to learn about this every single day, online and in person, especially when you're on this campus next. I'm so delighted to acknowledge the year-round support we receive from our partners, TD Insurance and Manulife. I know some of you, where's Carm and Max and Lindsay, are you there? Thank you so much for the year-round support you give to the TMU alumni community. It means so much to all of us. I am delighted to begin by inviting our first speaker, the one and only President of TMU, Dr. Mohammed Lashmi, to welcome you all.
Good evening, and really a pleasure to see. Cannot see you all because of the lights, but it's great to have you with us. And thank you so much for being here. Welcome to our campus for those who have not visited the campus for years. And I'm sure that you probably noticed some changes, including this beautiful facility that is dedicated to students. This building was designed by students for students, and it's an 8-story building completely dedicated to students to help them learn in this type of environment. And if you have a chance actually to visit at the end of the ceremony, each floor is different. Each floor has a theme, and I can tell you it's always packed by students. About 3,000 students every single hour of the day are using the facility here. We are celebrating you this evening because you are making your mark in the world, each in distinct but important ways. I'm also very happy to have with us tonight, talking about an Alumni Achievement Award night, two of our distinguished alumni, both alumna. I'm very pleased that we have with us tonight the chair of the Board of Governors, Catherine Paisley, my boss. And she's actually the first alumna to be the chair of our Board of Governors. I'm so proud of that. And also we have our Chancellor, Donette. I think Donette is known to many of you. She's our first female chancellor, alumna also. So I'm actually super happy to have family of alumni around the table leading the direction of this university. And it's a pleasure to have both Catherine and Donette with us to celebrate you tonight. What you are achieving in your lives reinforces our strong belief that at TMU, education has the power to transform lives and the societies around us. We feel privileged to provide our students with the education and real life experience they need for the future, whatever that might be. And we also count on you to take what you learn here to break down barriers, to build alliances, and find new ways to challenge the status quo. When students and educators come together like that, we can create a bright, just, and caring future. At TMU, we thrive on change and adopt according to what the world needs now, but most importantly, what we need for the future. This year, we welcome, for your information, it's a milestone year for TMU. We welcomed our first cohort of 94 MD undergraduate students and 105 postgraduate residents in our School of Medicine in Brampton. As you know, now we have two campuses, campus downtown here, Toronto, and campus in Brampton. And it has been a fantastic year for us to welcome change makers that will change the way that we deal with healthcare and the needs of healthcare. So like you, the next generation of doctors will be agents of positive change. They will join us as champions for our university, as you are already. We thank you for being such positive ambassadors for TMU. Your work reflects your own unique talents and passions, whether that's as an entrepreneur or by adding value to the healthcare system, publishing, business, journalism, or technology sectors. We are certain you are inspiring future generations to innovate, lead, and make their own lasting contributions. My congratulations again to each of you tonight. It's one of our greatest pleasures to watch you make your mark. We are very proud you choose this university, and I hope you enjoy the celebration tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, President Lashmi. Before we begin, there are a number of distinguished previous honorees here this evening, a number of our honorary doctorates here this evening. If you could please stand so we can give you a big round of applause. 2025, class of 2025, you're entering this esteemed group. So let's just welcome all of you here tonight. There we go. So now I am delighted to invite all of you to welcome our, sorry, one second here, our first recipient. So we are celebrating two emerging leaders in our community under the banner of the Isidore Sharp Outstanding Recent Graduate Award. The first recipient is Dr. Enno Heise. Medical Physics, class of 2010, and Biomedical Physics 2012, and PhD 2020. Dr. Heise conducted the first in the world clinical trial exploring how photoacoustic imaging could assess the quality of donated kidneys before transplant, addressing a pressing problem in the treatment of renal disease. In 2020, Enno was TMU's first graduate to receive the prestigious Banting Postdoctoral Fellowship, and he has quickly marked another milestone as a Charles Polanyi Fellowship or Prize in Physics in 2021. A biomedical physicist by training, he now directs the Translational Ultrasound and Photoacoustic Imaging Laboratory at St. Michael's Hospital. Let's watch this video.
Picture our universe. It is vast and infinite. Now I want you to think of a single red blood cell, trillions of them flowing within us. It turns out the laws that guide the motion of galaxies are the same laws that apply to the motion of molecules inside cells. And that's what I do here at St. Michael's Hospital. Adopt those principles of physics through photoacoustic imaging so we can actually see and listen inside the human body. I trained in a very multidisciplinary program. Curiosity is kind of the first job description, I would say. And at TMU, I was extremely fortunate to have access to teachers that inspired that curiosity. I remember Dr. Darren Ewan. He approached my PhD supervisor back then and said, I don't know how to identify the quality of kidney transplants for my patients. Kidney transplants had absolutely nothing to do with my dissertation. My entire PhD was based on photoacoustic imaging, but I saw a lot of parallels and I was immediately captivated. And fast forward 6 years later, we're very fortunate in collaboration with TMU to run the first in the world clinical trial that used photoacoustics and ultrasound imaging to assess the quality of kidney transplants before the transplant. And because photoacoustic and ultrasound imaging are portable compared to the traditional CT or MRI scanners, we're actually building a wearable device that allows ICU physicians to scan their patient continuously at the bedside without having to move them. Curiosity is something that can't really be quantified, and I would consider that to be the single most important skill that we can teach the future generations of scientists. Curiosity-driven research takes us to avenues for whom the impact of our research isn't yet immediately obvious. You never know what the next scientific discovery will be.
I'd now like to invite the President, the Chair, and the Chancellor to join me on stage. And everyone, maybe a standing ovation for Dr. Isaac. Please come on up.
Well, I opened the show last night, and I hope that it'll go as well as it did last night, so let's give this a shot. First of all, thank you to the university for this tremendous honor. I've had the privilege of getting a lot of awards in my career. Most of them I applied for. This is my favorite, because I didn't even know it was happening. It is an absolute privilege to be a TMU alumnus and to stand among such a distinguished group of fellow nominees and award winners. Congratulations to you all. So TMU has shaped my life in every single way. I first came here in 2006, and 14 years and 3 degrees later, I left. But I didn't actually leave, because I'm still here, an adjunct professor in the Department of Physics. I work down the road at St. Michael's Hospital. I swim at the TMU pool every single day. I live 4 minutes away from campus. This is home, quite literally. This is where I learned how to learn. This is where I became a scientist, and this is where I grew up along the university. I especially want to thank President Lashmi, and I probably need more than 90 seconds to list your accomplishments and contribution to the university. I'm not going to do that. But I'm simply going to thank you for your support in launching the iBest. For those of you that don't know, the iBest is the Institute for Biomedical Engineering, Science, and Technology, and it gave scientists like me a perfect playground. And I encourage you to ask him how it started during the reception. I also want to thank the Department of Physics, my home away from home, but particularly, I guess he's my academic dad, Professor Michael Kolios, my longtime mentor. And I know Mike is somewhere in the audience right now reminding me to be C, C, C. clear, concise, and coherent. But I cannot, because of the enormous contributions and influence he has had in my life. There will never be a scientist that I try and emulate more than Michael is. And to my brilliant lab tuple, many of you are here tonight, this award is yours too, because all your successes and all that you've accomplished is what this award actually values. It values things I've done since graduation, and that is all your hard work, and it is a true privilege to work alongside you. And lastly, to my amazing parents, thank you for bringing me to Canada. It was the hardest decision you ever made, but probably the best one for me and my brother, also a proud TMU alumnus, and I dedicate this award to all of you. Thank you so much for this honor.
Are you ready, Anuja? All right. Our next recipient is Anuja Verghese, Nonprofit and Volunteer Sector Management Class of 2019. Anuja is a celebrated new voice in Canadian literature, and her work has appeared in magazines and anthologies including CBC Books and Queer Toronto Literary Magazine. Her debut short story collection, Chrysalis, received several prestigious awards, including the 2023 Governor-General's Literary Award for Fiction and Writers' Trust of Canada 2023 Dine Ogilvie Prize for LGBTQ2+ emerging writers. Anuja is also a fundraising professional in the non-for-profit sector, and she works for organizations like the YWCA of Hamilton. Let's see this video.
You can be sexy and wild and dangerous. You could be a shapeshifter and eat your enemies. You can have main character energy on the page. This book is for all the girls and women who don't see themselves in most stories. You are worthy of reflection, despite what you have been told. When I was growing up, there's no such thing as Anuja of Green Gables. In a lot of the books and the movies and TV that I saw then, I didn't see a lot of characters like me. Like many other readers of color, when you don't see yourself in stories, they're not about you, so you start to wonder if they're for you. It was very intentional to center brown characters, to have a Cinderella retelling that's in this book, but that has a brown character right at the center, to have a horror story set in the Niagara region, but it has a brown family at the center. All my work on a day-to-day basis at the YWCA is really about empowering women. How do you imagine a brighter, kinder, more empowered future for queer folks, women and girls from marginalized communities? And a lot of that imagining has gone into these stories and really is about women and girls of color in moments of transformation, hence the title Chrysalis. There'll always be someone who will find me and just very quietly after the reading come up just to have that chat, that moment of, I have never seen someone like me written about in this way. And for so long, I think it's our own communities sometimes that say it's not okay. A lot of young writers of color, that comes up quite often, this idea of like, how do I write about things that, you know, my family might not like me writing about? How do I write about being, you know, South Asian and queer, and how do I write about the way I feel about my body? And I think it's really important that those stories are finding a home, and to see that there are readers for it, there are publishers for it, there are awards for it. I think it really encourages writers to keep writing.
President, Chancellor, Board Chair. All right, Anuja, welcome to the stage. Everyone, you know what to do. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man, okay. Hi, everyone. Oh, I'm still up there. Okay. Okay, so I'll be super quick. First of all, I want to say congratulations to my fellow award recipients. This is really incredible company to be in. It is truly an honor. I want to thank TMU, obviously, for this recognition. Very unexpected and really amazing. I want to thank Sean Carson and his amazing team for such a beautiful video, really making my very boring day-to-day life look pretty interesting. I want to thank my family who is here tonight. My mom came all the way from Kingston. It's very hard to get her to Toronto. I want to thank my partner for braving downtown Toronto traffic to get me here. Thank you very much. Last but not least, I will say I am a graduate of the Nonprofit and Voluntary Sector Management Program. I would be remiss if I didn't shout out my fellow nonprofit workers, aid workers, volunteers, activists, writers, and journalists, and fellow TMU students and alumni who continue to speak out about the ongoing genocide in Gaza. I urge TMU to protect your student protesters. They are here learning to be curious and critical and brave, just like I did, and they must be allowed to do that because there is no inappropriate place to call for a free Palestine. There is no peace without freedom. I will continue to use my voice and my pen to do that. I hope you all will too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Anuja. Our next recipients are celebrated under the banner of the Alumni Awards of Distinction. Our first recipient is Varinder Vinny Batal, Business Management Class of 2004. Vinny leads the finance and investment departments of Sprott Inc. and Sprott Asset Management, a multi-billion-dollar asset manager with more than 250,000 clients worldwide. Vinny is a past recipient of the G. Raymond Chang Outstanding Volunteer Award for her work on Women Get On Board, which elevates the next generation of women corporate directors, and the Neighborhood Group, a social agency serving more than 45,000 low-income people and families across Toronto. Let's roll the video.
When people think about accounting, they often imagine it to be a boring, a dry profession. Accounting in reality gives you a deep understanding of a business. Numbers don't lie. We know firsthand which area to fix for this business to succeed. Accounting does give you tools and set you up to succeed in any business. Accounting was my launching pad. I'm the oldest of 3 sisters, and I grew up in India. And I saw firsthand challenges faced by women. This experience made me want to be self-reliant and also inspire other women also to become self-reliant. When I came to Canada, to TMU, that's when everything fell in place and saying, this is going to be my career. 18 years ago, I joined Sprott, and we were like, it was me and another person basically running the accounting department. And now it is over $40 billion of asset management company. My career here at Sprott was moving forward beautifully when I was stopped in my tracks with this sudden breast cancer diagnosis. My treatment at St. Mike's Hospital showed me the power of community. It inspired me to give back, providing fundraising and champion women's health initiatives. It also expedited my effort of supporting and helping women because I don't have time to wait. I take pride in mentoring, talented young professionals, both here at Sprott and in the broader communities. And to overcome those challenges, we all need to do our part. And for me, it is making women self-reliant. Real change will happen when we open doors and make sure women are ready to walk through them.
All right, you know what to do. You've already done it. Vinny, please come on up.
Good evening. This was a beautiful video. I think you summarized my life in 2 minutes so beautifully. So thank you, Sean. I'll start by thanking TMU. I'm truly honored to receive this award, and I'm extremely thankful for this recognition. And congratulations to all the award recipients. It was a privilege to see you tonight. Reflecting on this moment, I realized that life, it's incredible. Life is incredible. It has different paths, and growing up, I never imagined myself to be an accountant. Trust me, that thought never crossed my mind. My mom, on the other hand, had a dream. She wanted me to become a doctor. Tough luck. I'm scared of needles. So medical profession and I were never meant to be. I started searching for what actually I wanted to do with my life right after high school. I bounced from one career option to another, collecting experiences, but failing a lot. So I did give my mom a few gray hairs along the way. She's right here listening. But after over 10 years of trial and error, I was finally able to discover my passion for accounting and finance right here at TMU. I'll say, I stand here tonight in front of you filled with gratitude and pride. And this moment is possible thanks to my professors who inspired me to excel. A special thank you to Kevin, who is not here right now. He's stuck in the traffic trying to reach here. He's my friend and mentor, and he always believed in me and helped me. Jag, my wonderful husband, your love and support means everything. And Mom, having you here tonight is so special. Thank you for always supporting me. No matter what I did, you supported me. Thank you so much. So I dedicate this award to you all. It is yours as much as it is mine. Thank you.
Okay, our next recipients come as a pair. Paul Hunter, journalism, class of 1982. Paul has been a CBC reporter for more than 25 years, reporting on numerous major events, including the Haiti earthquake, Barack Obama's first election night, and the Sandy Hook shootings in Newtown, Connecticut. Previous to that, he was assigned to previous to being assigned to CBC Washington's bureau in 2008, he held positions in Great Britain, the Middle East, and Afghanistan, where he was embedded with the Canadian forces. He currently serves as one of the substitute anchors on CBC News' The National. How many of us watch The National and see this? Smiling face so often. And of course, Joy Malbin, also journalism, class of 1982. Joy's award-winning career as a reporter spans 35 plus years. Based in CTV's Washington bureau since 2005, Joy has covered 3 presidential administrations and stories such as the Boston Marathon bombings, Hurricane Katrina and Trump impeachment hearings. Joy was the first Canadian journalist to report from Paris on the death of Princess Diana, and she has been dispatched to countries across the Middle East, where she reported on the Iraq War, and in Germany, where she reported on the fall of the Berlin Wall. Wait till you see this video.
The job of a journalist is to hold people in power to account, but it is also to bring a voice to those who don't have a voice. Telling the stories of people in dire circumstances, those are the stories that really matter and are impactful.
These stories stay with you because you hope some kind of action will happen, that maybe things will change, and you keep trying and trying and trying, because people are the most important thing in any story.
I came to this school to learn how to be a journalist, and I did. And I also met a girl.
And I met a boy.
Next thing you know, you find yourself on the White House lawn on election night in 2020.
On Pebble Beach.
For our respective networks. To have someone who innately understands the industry and the job that we do, I think has allowed us to survive as long as we have. I've been to the Middle East multiple times, embedded with the Canadian troops in Afghanistan. Haiti after the earthquake was a nightmare. There were people with bleeding, gaping wounds, and there was a street clinic. They had run out of medicine. They were operating on kids regardless because they needed to without anesthetic. And the next day I got a call from somebody who was in a position to get aid directly to that clinic.
The fall of the Berlin Wall. 3 royal weddings and 2 funerals, more hurricanes than I can count, Hurricane Katrina being one of the biggest ones. Las Vegas, more than 60 people were killed. Heather Goose, she could have run away. Instead, she stayed with a dying boy from British Columbia. She held his hand because she didn't want him to die alone. And that stays with you.
Everybody seems at loggerheads, right? With us or you're against us. But when you go to places of extreme strife and you see people helping other people, you realize that it's within all of us, and that there is within each of us the ability to help others. And if you put that on TV, it says to the world, says to everybody watching, this is who we are as people. And that's a good thing.
Welcome back to TMU, Paul and Joy.
Has anybody got any Blue Jays tickets? Because
We really want to go.
that was a video, man.
Sean, amazing.
Dude, where are you? For real. Thank you. During the previous ones, Joy tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Paul, we got to shout out, we're not worthy. We're not worthy." That was some congratulations to everybody. Like sometimes we think we go and we, stuff happens at the White House. We come back and we type some words and that's it. Like it's amazing work that gets done here. So congratulations to everyone.
Doctors,
it's incredible.
Amazing.
We are supremely thrilled and super stoked to be standing here as an us, not a she or a he, but a we. To be co-alumni of distinction, for us, underlines everything we love about this place and everything that we've been through since graduating because we did it together. Yes, we work for competing networks.
I'm very competitive.
And that makes it complicated at times.
Oh, I'm very competitive.
But but we make it work most of the time. That said, back in, I guess, 33 years ago, in 92, the first year the Jays went to the World Series, we were both in Atlanta covering it for our competing networks. Great. Except CTV had the rights. So Joy killed me every single night, and I'm still bitter and twisted about it.
He is, and he wants tickets. Anybody?
But this school set us off down the right path, literally hand in hand. It's true, we met here. We met like a block from here. We began dating here. Somehow, I ended up with the smartest, most inspiring, best-looking girl in class.
Paid him to say that.
How lucky am I? That said, when we did our masthead thesis, Joy was editor of the Ryerson. What did you call yourself? Grand Poobah?
Something like that, yeah.
The big boss, and she had me as like an underling editor.
Junior.
And we were dating at the same time. Meanwhile, you know, in the next building over, I was a news director at CKLN, and I immediately got Joy to come over and promoted her as co-newsreaders.
Worthy.
This kind of stuff would be pretty problematic in the real world these days, but somehow we got away with it, and we had a blast here. We learned how to do the craft, and that changed everything for us. As our lives changed, having met each other, to learn from this place how to do the job, not just what it was, but how to do it. And these are lessons. We're not kidding. We carry the lessons we learned at this place to this day. Quick aside, I won't take much longer. One of the big differences between CBC and CTV newscasts is that ours is an hour long and theirs is half an hour.
22 minutes.
22 minutes with commercials. So what that means is that on a nightly basis, I get a little bit longer to tell my stories, and Joy has to go wham bam. Now, people always ask us, is there pillow talk at home? You know, and we're very conscious of the competitive nature of our industry. But sometimes we whinge about our days and our stories, and sometimes we'll talk about each other's stories. But invariably, Joy will say one thing to me about my story because of the nature of the beast, which is
too many words. Wrap it up.
And so on that note, I will wrap it up. And we can't express how much this means to us. We're so thrilled and so honored. Thank you so much to TMU. Thank you.
All right, we should do duos and threes and fours and fives and groups. That was really special. Thank you both. Our next recipient is Steve Orsini. Urban and Regional Planning, 1981. Steve is the president and CEO of the Council of Ontario Universities. With more than 30 years of distinguished service in provincial government and healthcare, Steve's leadership positions include Secretary of the Cabinet and Deputy Minister of Finance and Vice President of Policy and Public Affairs with the Ontario Hospital Association. He is a board member of the Ontario Brain Institute and the Canadian Ditchley Foundation and a senior fellow at the C.D. Howe Institute. Let's watch this film.
Early in my days at Urban Regional Planning in the 1980s, I was struck by the importance of really having an understanding of the theory and the practice. Education is not just about abstract theory, it's about solving real-world problems and challenges. And that served me well throughout my career. When GM and Chrysler were facing bankruptcy in Canada and the US, there was no playbook. We had to work quickly. We got those companies back on track and they were thriving, and we were able to create jobs and build up communities throughout Ontario. When I was at the Hospital Association, we surveyed patients, their medical procedures and records and outcomes, and we published the first hospital report card. It built trust with the public and actually improved quality and attention to patient care in the province. As Deputy Minister of Finance, I was given the humongous task to create the HST. It was fair. We made it more progressive for low-income households at a time in the 2008-2009 crisis, and we actually improved our tax competitiveness. My role at the Council of Ontario Universities comes at a critical time to draw on all my past experience working with the government, with the minister. Working together, we're tackling big challenges. How do we keep our research safe from rogue states? How do we ensure students are successful in a world of AI? Now is the most critical time to ensure Ontario can thrive in a very uncertain world. Of all the jobs I had in the Ontario Public Service, the one that I treasure the most is being Secretary of the Cabinet. The honor to work with the Premier in tackling society's greatest challenges was a highlight of my career. Whether it's dealing with companies collapsing, providing public services, driving research and innovation, it all boiled down to the training and experience I had at TMU. The theory, the practice, the teamwork, and the innovative thinking built a strong foundation for my career.
All right, everyone. Please join me and this team in welcoming Steve Orsini to the stage.
Wow. Thank you, TMU, for an incredible event, an incredible award, and the other recipients. How did I get on this list? I first want to thank Sean and Jonathan for a great video. What's that saying? They made a silk purse. And when I saw that photo of me back in my TMU days, with my long hair and oversized glasses, I now realize why there's very few photos of me back then. You know, while at TMU, I built incredible friendships. It was really team building and collaboration. But these relationships have lasted to today. In fact, one of my first professors, David Amborski, is here today. I've known David for more than 45 years. Although I think the real reason he stayed in touch, he's still waiting for my last assignment. Now, I've been fortunate to work with great TMU leaders over the year. Sheldon Levy, the former TMU president, whose name now graces this building, agreed to join me when I was Secretary of Cabinet to become the Deputy Minister of Colleges and Universities. And within a short period of time, this is 2015, within a short period of time, he boosted funding for the sector. All I can say, Sheldon, we need you back in government. Now, I'd really like to express my deep appreciation for Mohamed Lashimi, for his leadership, his vision. Because of Mohamed, TMU now has a new law school and a historic medical school. And he's been a great champion of students, communities, innovation, and TMU. So thank you. Now, he may wish to forget this, but back in 2020, Mohammed was on the search committee that hired me to the Council of Ontario Universities. So I hope you don't regret that decision. So lastly, I'd like to thank my wife, Barbara, and our 3 fantastic kids, Kyle, who flew in from Vancouver today, Aaron, and Bentley, for all their love and support, and for being here today. You know, the greatest reward in life is being part of a loving family, so thank you. And, wait 1 second. And one of 11 kids. I've been blessed with fantastic parents, incredible siblings, many of them are here today with their partners, that have really helped build my career in life. So I'm deeply honored to receive this award, and I want to thank my family and friends and all of you for being here today to support TMU. And in short, thank you, TMU, and go Jays, go.
All right, our final recipient this evening is Warren Salmon, Applied Science, class of 1985. Warren is the founder and CEO of Blackboard International, an online service and software company that provides technology-based products and services with content aimed at people of African descent. He is also the founder of First Fridays, a monthly business and community networking event that features guest speakers from the arts, education, politics, and business. A dedicated community builder, Warren's recognitions include a BBPA Harry Jerome Award for Technology and Innovation and a King Charles III Coronation Medal. Let's watch this video.
Education and miseducation are like programming a computer. For example, if we look at some of the foundations of racism, there was a lie told about black people and spread into people's minds to justify slavery. Racism on a systemic basis continues to this day, but that's why education really so critical. What I learned at TMU has been foundational in everything that I've done. Dr. Ivan Van Sertima influenced me. He wrote some books like Blacks in Science, and they came before Columbus. He was talking about the great contributions of people of African descent, like going back thousands of years, that, you know, it's not taught in school, and I was really unaware of. So that really was a big component of wanting to start AshAware. AshAware is an education-focused online platform for children, youth, and adults focused on contributions of people of African descent. It's very interactive, images, videos, games, and activities. Growing up, had exposure to a lot of culture through my parents. You know, my mother was the first black counselor in the city of Toronto, and she lived a life of service. And I just felt a calling to, you know, live a life of service and try and really make a difference. I came across First Fridays when I was in places like Washington, D.C. and Chicago. It's a networking event that African-American entrepreneurs and professionals would go to on the first Friday of every month. A couple of friends of mine, Mike Purville and Dave Beckford, we said, you know, let's start up here in Toronto. For entrepreneurs, it's really a way to help grow their business, branding and marketing, media, health and fitness, as well as technology. Just provide that ongoing support that isn't always there. We've never missed a month, celebrate our 31st anniversary. Sometimes we've had it on the second Friday, but we still never missed a month. People have made lifelong friends and connections through the event. At least half a dozen people have met and got married, so that's a side benefits. Giving back is a great gift. It helps give you a sense of purpose. This world has so many challenges, and we do need people to be of service and help out where they can.
All right. Our final recipient of the evening, Warren Salmon, everyone.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to be here and to be recognized as one of the recipients, and I also want to say congratulations to fellow recipients and award winners. I really want to thank TMU for, for this recognition. It's great to watch TMU grow over the years. I was here in the early '80s. In the applied computer science program. We had to carry around a big stack of punch cards back then. And God forbid you should drop them or one should, get out of order. But it was so foundational in my learning and in my life. I carry the lessons learned from TMU with me. I remember the first day here. There was about 80 students in the program. They said, look to your left, look to your right. They said only 1 in 4 of you would be here after 4 years. So, I said that was my goal, to be one of the 4, one of the 25%. And fortunately, I was able to make it through after the 4 years, along with my great classmate Colin Cyrus Gibbons, who's also here tonight. His wife Jenny, I'd also like to recognize her. She's a fellow Alumni Award recipient. Also, really want to thank my parents, the late Dr. John Douglas Salmon and Beverly Salmon, who you saw in the video. Without their support, I'm not sure that I would have made it to the university. I also want to recognize my son Shikari, who was in the video, and my daughter Caitlin. She couldn't be here tonight, but Ashaware is named after her. It's just also want to recognize a few folks who have been with me along the path. Tim Ryan is here. We met in junior high. He was the first, person of African descent, first classmate of African descent. All the other ones prior to that was in grade 7. All the other ones prior to that were my siblings. So. And then Mr. Mike Purville, who was mentioned in the video, who also helped start First Fridays. Really want to thank both the community and the Ryerson family and community for this great recognition. Once again, it's great to still be part of the community and to watch the great growth. And it was RPI when I started, and it's great to see TMU continuing to grow over all these years. So thank you very much.
All right, we're almost done, but before that, I want to just give a special hat tip to a few folks. Let's give a big round of applause for our hosts, our president, Mohammed Lashmi, our board chair, Catherine Paisley, and of course, our chancellor, Dr. Jinloy Chang. I also want to thank, and he's been thanked a few times now, Sean Carson and his team for what an incredible set of videos. A great storyteller and alum of our university as well. And finally, I want to thank everyone who put this show on. It takes a lot of time and effort to consider applications, to suss out how we're going to put on this incredible way to celebrate our alumni, to bring all of you back. So a special thank you to everyone in university advancement, especially the alumni relations team and leadership. We're so grateful for all you do to bring the best of our alumni community to campus all the time. We're also grateful to everyone here at the SLC who put on this great event, all of the team back there and beside me here. A round of applause for everyone who put this all together. So I'm going to sign off now, but I'm going to pass the mic over to our amazing chancellor to say a few words and close out our evening. Welcome back, Donette.
Thank you, Christian. Good evening, everyone. My heartfelt congratulations to our 2025 Alumni Achievement Awardees. Your stories truly inspire, making us want to do good and to do better. Everyone, please join me in another round of applause. The scope of your impact is remarkable in the sciences, humanities, engineering, arts, business, health, and so much more. TMU alumni not just make an impact in the spaces they occupy, but in many ways they level up the game, transforming communities, Canada, and no doubt the world. We believe the role of the university is to help shape and empower generations of change agents. And this evening, we celebrate 7 shining examples of that. You lead the way and give light to the many more who will come after you. We are so proud of you and your accomplishments, your kindness, and your care for this university because you represent the best of who we are. Many of you may know I too graduated from this outstanding university. So I take extra special pride in seeing and hearing about the accomplishments of my fellow graduates. My time at TMU as a student in the School of Journalism was a joyful experience. I found a home here at this university and lifelong friends and colleagues like many of you did. And now, decades after my graduation, I am pleased to still be involved with TMU as it continues to live up to its fundamental commitment, a commitment to opportunity. Tonight, we have had the pleasure of honoring extraordinary individuals who have written their own unique and accomplished chapter in the TMU story. Their examples inspire us all and remind us of why this university has a special place in the post-secondary landscape. Please enjoy this culminating video that demonstrates the true grit of tonight's honorees.
You have to remain naturally curious. I would consider that to be the single most important skill that we can teach the future generations, to be curious for what's right in front of them.
Everyone has a role to play, and by leveraging the strengths, the innovation, creative thinking that people brought to the team, it was amazing what you could accomplish.
Dream big dreams and persevere. Stick to your dreams. Don't let anybody take you off your path. You can do it.
Find your people, find your community, make connections, see if you can hold on to some of that momentum and inspiration, because that's really what's going to carry you through life.
Don't focus on titles. Focus on learning. The more you'll focus on learning, titles will happen.
Don't give up. You need to keep going. And I will say this, you make a lot of mistakes, but you learn.
They'll let you back in the door the next day, but be better the next day than you were the day before. But you learn because you were doing. And that's the thing about this school. You learn because you do.
I just want to go off script a little bit and to say that the leadership of this university is outstanding. It's incredible. It's amazing. So I want to give a shout out to my president, Mohammed Lashmi, whose grit as well has brought us here. And it makes me very proud, as it does you, I'm sure. Finally, to our alumni, we always need your engagement, your ideas, and your energy to encourage and inspire the next generation of leaders and change makers. Thank you for staying connected to TMU. Do come and join us on campus from time to time. There is so much our students and all of us can learn from you. And finally, please join us now for the Mix and Mingle, not First Fridays, Warren, but reminiscing about old times and looking forward to new times. Thank you so much, everyone.